Scarlett Johansson's ongoing fight with Disney over getting paid for what she's owed continues to get more and more interesting. And now we get insight into why she waited to sue them after the release of Black Widow, despite her knowing that she would not get royalties from Disney+. And this takes another interesting turn. So this article was first published by Vulture, but there is other insiders from other outlets talking about the same thing and what they've heard. And essentially they say that when it came to the legal decision by Scarlett Johansson and her camp to pursue legal action against Disney, it's because they waited to see what would happen with her MCU contract and cameos that could be offered. And when they were in discussion about the future of Scarlett Johansson in Marvel Studios, that Marvel Studios and Disney did not offer her any upcoming cameos, another sequel or two that she could be a part of, or bringing her back in some way, shape, or form in the multiverse. So they knew this for about a year, it sounds like, maybe even longer. But they waited till the release of Black Widow to see if anything could be renegotiated. When she wasn't offered any more sequels or anything like that, then they decided to pursue going after Disney legally for more money. So it's an interesting situation because the way they paint it is, if they would have offered her more money to stay around for more sequels, or to have cameos that pay her, Robert Downey Jr. money of $25 million for 8 minutes in Spider-Man, she would have gladly signed on, stuck around, and not sued Disney. But Disney and Marvel Studios were done with her, so she figured, well, I'll sue them for the breach in contract to Black Widow, which I guess would not have been a factor according to them, had she been asked to stay around and sign a bigger long-term contract, if you will. So, I mean, she's still in the right to be suing them, but it gives you an idea of, the Hollywood approach. Had she been offered more money, she would have ignored that she was screwed over the first time, and just happily continued to do what she did with them and smile and say that they're the best partners to work with. But because they didn't offer her more money for more films, she's suing them for royalties that she's owed. And she's not the first. We've had this plenty of times with other, entertainment, businesses, ventures, whatever you will. I mean, Frank Darabont, how long did he fight his battle with AMC and The Walking Dead? Like almost a decade, and he finally won? Because he did everything for them to build up that world, what it is, and get it big, and then they just fired him and owed him nothing. Because they're like, oh no, well, we don't owe you anything. He finally won. He ended up making a lot of money, but they 100% screwed him over. So it just shows you that there's always more on both sides that you have to look at. And yeah, she's right to sue them, but think of how quickly she was willing to ignore the entire problem had they just offered her more money to stay quiet and stay in the MCU. Interesting perception, right?